So, like I said, we're going to do things a little different today. So this is our warm-up. We'll come check for your homework while you're working on this warm-up. So you're just going to be answering the front side of this, not the back side, just the front side. So here's the picture. It says make observations about the picture displayed on the board and be prepared to share with the class. So here's our picture. I want you to go ahead and answer, what do we see? What do you think might be going on? What are you considering will happen next? And what questions might you have? Okay, so go ahead and take a couple minutes to that while I take attendance and check your homework. And we'll come back together and talk about that. Yes. Need one more? Anthony, did you pass back the papers? Thank you. Hold it. Are you holding on to the papers as well? Okay, so taking a look at our picture here. So we were supposed to consider these questions here. What do we see? So what are some observations we can make about our picture here? Andrew?
Water.
Okay, we see water. We're just stating facts, all right? We've got water. What else do we see? I see.
3 guys wearing a red hat and 1 guy wearing a blue hat. That's wrong.
Yeah, so we've got, it almost looks like maybe some construction workers down here of some sort. What else do we see?
We see people watching.
Whatever that is, right?
It's the new Titanic.
There are people watching, and at first glance you're like, is that boat crashing into them? But surely they wouldn't be standing there taking pictures, right?
Oh,
surely they would
happening.
move out of the way. So we do see a boat, we see people watching. Any other observations about this?
Is it gonna sing?
No, I know what's
Question.
happening.
Is it going to sing?
I know what's happening.
Angela?
Is the boat like turning off?
That's a great question. These are
No.
all great questions. Andrew?
When they're putting a boat into the water, they have it on the thing on the right, so the boat sits, and then when it's ready to go in the water, they slide it down.
Oh, so maybe that is what's happening. Gabby, you said something else about the picture. What else?
There's a name on the side.
Yeah, there's a name on the side here too, some type of identifying characteristic.
Titanic. That's what.
It does not say Titanic.
It starts with an F
And a flag. Good. So this must be for some specific country of some sort, right?
That looks like France. Oh, no.
No.
No. You see those machines.
England.
So like, what are these, cranes?
Cranes,
Is that what
yes.
those are? Good. Okay. So our first question, just simply stating the facts. Now we've kind of gone into question number 2. What do you think might be going on? So Andrew said perhaps the, like, what was it called? The releasing of the boat?
That's pretty much what it's called, yeah.
And we came to the conclusion probably not sinking, probably not crashing, because hopefully people will be a little more alarmed if it was. All right, what are you considering will happen next? What do you guys think is the next, if they're just taking pictures of this, what do you think is happening in the next picture?
The crew's gonna get on.
Yeah, so assuming that we're correct with the boat entering the water, we'll probably have the crew get on and go down into portages. All right, and what questions do you have? Yes, Andrew.
There are people watching it.
Yeah. Why are people watching it? Why are they documenting it? I'm going to also piggyback off of what Gabby said. I thought it was really good you pointed out the flag and the name here. Where is this even taking place? What's the big deal with it?
Finland. What did you do?
Okay, so we answered all those. So this comes from June 30, 2010. Pictures of the day, Ciudad Juarez, and elsewhere. So this is in the New York Times blog, and the original caption read as this: a passenger and car ferry built for the Scottish company, Caledonian Maritime Assets Limited, was launched in the shipyard Stocnia Solnokna in Gdansk, Poland. The ferry, the third one built for the Scottish firm by the shipyard, will ply between Glasgow and other main cities of Scotland's west coast and some islands of the Hebrides Archipelago. So, all that to say, as Andrew said, it's the first time the boat was built, and it's the first time that it was launched, I guess, if you will. So that is good. Okay, so now go ahead and flip your paper over to the back side.
Really?
Alright, so this is now a collection of data, collection of information. And on this graph, so this is what we call a scatter plot, right? We've got different points on our graph here. And we can see the title says social media influencer. And we can see the information is that on our x-axis we have the number of followers, and that's listed in millions. So 15 million followers, 100 million followers, 150 million followers, 200 million followers. And then the amount per post in thousands. So $100,000 per post, $200,000 per post, and so forth. So first I want to ask you guys, do you know what a social media influencer is? Go ahead, Andrew.
Someone who promotes stuff on social media.
Yeah, so it's basically someone that has a very heavy presence on social media, so basically someone that has a lot of followers, and oftentimes companies will pay them in order to advertise their product. This could be a celebrity, this could be, I actually just Google searched social media influencers, and there's one person that's like a personal fitness trainer or something like that. So it's someone that has a lot of influence because they have so many followers. There we go. You know where you're supposed to be? Straight left. Down by the bathroom. The other direction. Kind of slippery. Definitely be careful during the test. Okay, so again, it's someone that has a lot of followers, and when I was looking to see who are these social media influencers, there's one person that every time she's gotten paid $1 million per post. Simply
Kardashian.
What's that?
Is it Kim Kardashian?
No. It was a celebrity, but I'm not sure. She was on the list though for making a lot of money. So I'm going to have you do something real quick that's a slight deviation from this. If you would get out either your phone or your laptop and go onto Blackboard. I'm just curious about how many, so it didn't say necessarily how many followers, like which social media form has the number of followers, but the article that I was looking at, most of them was talking about Instagram. So on Blackboard, assuming that my computer responds and I can show you, just log on to Blackboard and go to our class on the announcements page, and there's a Google form for you to fill out that's a mere 1 or 2 questions. So just log on and go there. I'm going to hopefully have my computer work for me as well. Okay, so I'm still waiting for my computer to catch up. So while we're waiting for that, let's just go ahead and continue with what we were doing in hopes that my computer catches up with the rest of you guys. Okay, so what we're going to do here is basically answer some similar questions. So we have this scatter plot, and so I would like for you to go and answer questions 1, 2, and 3. What do we see from our scatter plot here? What are some observations you can make? What might this data be telling you? So what are some possible conclusions? Okay, so first, it's what are the facts? What do you see about our graph? Then secondly, what are some conclusions you might be able to make or hypotheses about that? And then our last one, what questions might you? So go ahead, take a minute, fill those out, and we'll talk about that as well. And once you put on that Google form, you can go and just close your screen on your computer. You won't need it for a little while longer. And I'm going to go and pass back some papers while I'm waiting for you to finish filling that out. Close your screen.
on the right.
Oh.
When do you start coming to school prepared?
And when I get it. Oh,
Also, I did not get my lead back last time. Do you have that?
no.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh, I would appreciate if you would return my cards. It's kind of frustrating because now I don't have lead to give out to anyone else. Okay. Oh, it's not there. Where do we go?
Did you say something?
Stinger me out
Oh,
here.
Rodrigo, this is also yours.
Mhm.
Rodrigo, this is also yours, sorry.
Is this good?
I don't know what that is.
You can get it back around.
Then,
Good job. Bring me.
How much did you put? 4.
Wait, when's the next notebook come on?
It's not I'm not doing
The
that.
18 out of 80?
When's the next
That's the
notebook
school.
when we finish the test.
So I'm not doing one for me.
So next week sometime, you can look at your stuff, sheets and down there.
Yeah, it should be.
How much did you get? I got a 78.
Okay, so these are your notebooks, that's homework from last unit. If you did not get one back, that means I did not get one from you. Also, SIS is completely updated with your grade, so make sure you're checking that, and anything that you have not turned in, you turn in. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So on our graph here, our social media influencer. What are some observations? What are some things that we see? Go ahead, Adrian.
People with enough followers get the most money.
Yeah, it seems to be that the more followers, the more money. That seems to be the going trend. Anything else? What else do we see?
I think that's phenomenal grading.
Oh, what's that?
Phenomenal grading is awesome.
Any other observations about this? How about this? Notice the number of followers. You gotta at least have some millions of followers, right? There's not dots down here for just 1 million followers or whatnot.
Okay.
Likewise, they get paid a significant amount. It's not like they're getting paid $5. They're getting paid thousands of dollars. All right, and then what might the data be telling us? So what are some conclusions we can make from this? We said that it looks like if you have more followers, then you make more money for each post. What conclusions could we make?
You just tell them all your grades.
What else could we say? What are some thoughts?
Make sure you put it open.
Oh, I can wait all day. I'll wait for you guys. What are some conclusions we can make about the data?
I want to sell it out.
Maybe telling us how much money per million followers.
Yeah, we could possibly figure out how much money per million followers. Instead of just knowing these individual datas, maybe we can draw a conclusion of the price essentially per million followers. That's very good. We'll actually make something with that today. Anthony, put it away, please. All right, and then our last question here. What questions do you guys have about this? What thoughts come to your mind? Gabby?
Can you lose money off of everything posted?
Say it again.
Can you lose money off of everything posted?
Oh, good question. Can you lose money off of post-its or post-its? Very good. Very good question. What other questions might you have after seeing this? I'm wondering, how do I get 150 million followers so that I can make $200,000? That's what I want to know. Other questions? What other questions do we have? Does this at all inspire you to be a social media influencer? Make lots of money for doing minimal? Okay, so at the bottom here on your paper, we've got some data. That is what's up on the graph. Okay, so we can see 152 million followers, $301,000 per post.
Damn.
Most of these, they make more money on one post than I make an entire year. That's encouraging. Okay, so what we have here, the connection is that we are able, anytime that we're looking at pictures, right, we automatically are drawing conclusions about it. We're thinking to ourselves what we see, we make observations, and we can draw conclusions from there. And so when we have a graph with a bunch of information on it, same idea. We see it and we are able to make conclusions about it. We're able to observe things. But then we also have some thoughts with that. What else could I say about this graph? What information could I get from here? Perhaps when we look at this, you think to yourself, okay, well, there's not a dot for 50 million followers. So if you had 50 million followers, would it be $100,000 or would it be higher or lower? Does it continue in that trend? Or maybe you're like, all right, we didn't make it all the way up to $400,000, so how many followers do you have to make the $400,000 mark? So these are some things that we'll be doing with our lesson for today. So this is our scatter plot, and the idea where we're going today is that we're going to, right now these are just a bunch of dots. And we don't just simply connect the dots and make it all wonky, but rather we're going to draw a line that kind of nicely fits in the middle of it. We call that the line of best fit. So a line that's kind of in the middle of all the points to give us an idea of the trend, which is essentially what Gabby was saying of like, or what Emma might have said, of how much money per million followers. Quick. So we'll go and pause for a moment and take a look at our homework, and then we'll come back and take a look at our notes for today. So then take a look at your homework and questions you have on that. There's this first six. And again, I have some more papers to pass out. I heard this last class to pass out too. Yes, this is what you took last class. And there's also some other makeup quizzes. So I'll be passing those back.
I think I saw it being engraved.
Thank you.
Look at that, man. Why is the top not going up? The top should be going up. Wait, what percent? I mean, that's the one. What the numbers you have, you know, this
Thank you.
Let me see how much you got. I'm not bring up your bill.
One step away. Go ahead and close that page.
Oh, my phone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Brandon, get this thing. This shit goes
Alright, do we have any questions on these first 6?
It's not going on.
Number 1. Alright, so what we have is they gave us 2 points, and we have to write the equation in the line. So we have 2 points. Remember, we have to first find our slope, and we have to find our y-intercept. So in order to, and our equation is y equals mx plus b. So in order to find my slope, when I have 2 points here, I have to do my slope formula. My slope formula is y minus y, so 5 minus 1, over x minus x, so 9 minus 3. I get 4 over 6, which is 2/3. Okay, so I've got my slope, and now I have to find my b value. So I just simply put in y, my slope, and my x. You can use either point. I just like to use the first one. It doesn't really matter. You'll get the same answer. So my x is 3, my y is 1. So I'm just putting it into my equation here. So 1 equals, my slope we found was 2/3. My x value is 3. And I don't know my b value. That's what I'm solving for it. And I think there are a few of you on your mini quiz that you were making this mistake where you were filling in for b, and thus you had nothing to solve for. We have to solve for b. So we put in everything else, x, y, and our slope, and then you solve for b. All right, so when we do, use your calculator to help you out if you need to. We get 2 plus b, factor 2, -1 equals b. So now I have my b, I have my slope, so I can put in my equation, y equals my slope, which is 2/3, x plus b. Other questions on these first 6 here? And then go and take a look at the thought ones.
I think there's enough.
I get 16 out of 3.
Did you?
Yeah, I got 16.
Let me see.
No, these are just asking.
I got 13. I'm glad because you got 13.
Yeah.
I got
Wait, I'm on the. I'm on
Yeah.
I got 9. That is
On what?
mini quiz.
The last box?
Was pretty
I
good.
got 13. At least a secret. No, like all my tests, I got 0. No, well, not all of them.
Oh,
You? 16? How much did you do? I was 16. I made press. Fine. Until if I have skills.
She does have some bad skills too.
she's literally the only one that pays attention in class.
Of course she
Look
does.
at that correlation. Pay attention.
Well, that's not gonna happen with me.
I tried to pay attention, I wasn't thinking.
I paid attention. Yeah, it doesn't stick in my head for long. So I know. Let me start listening.
Oh my god, the Wi-Fi sucks.
The bathtub. If you look carefully, this is kind of confusing to me.
This will be another to be
Oh, you were supposed to.
Let me see which one you got wrong.
Actually,
No, look. So, you can't just put the answers. You need to feel how you did it. So, like, I got -4.
So for this unit, we didn't number the mini quizzes for the notebook, so it's just the first mini quiz.
Hard to find it.
Like if you want to keep it together,
Okay.
I would just put it, like, see how
it pays back for your number 4. So I'd probably just
Where is it at? I'm trying to find it.
yeah, like after when like 4 or 5
Oh, I have
hours
it.
I'm done. So
Yeah, you have mine.
yeah. That's,
How did you get 12?
Exactly. You have mine. You have the
These are just a few old ones.
What is this?
Oh,
That's creepy.
I used to.
Do you know where I got this from?
Okay, I believe I've now passed back everything in my possession aside from my absentees. Okay, are there any questions on these last ones on our homework? Number 12. Okay, so number 12,
My GPA sucks.
I think the same thing, we're going to do our slope formula. So 0 minus 8 over 0 minus a negative 3. So we get negative 8/3 for our slope. And then again, my equation is y equals mx plus b. You can use either point. I'm just going to use the first one here. So y is 8. My slope is 8/3. My x value is negative 3. And my b value, I don't know. So again, use your calculator to help you out when you're doing this on the quiz or test. So we get negative 8 here. And then I add 8 to both sides. And I get 16. Something happened there.
I have this one.
Oh, thank you. My slope was negative 8/3, so this actually became positive. Subtract 8 from both sides. So we end up getting that b is 0. What does that mean if b is 0? If my y-intercept is 0? Yeah, it's going through the origin. I think we have one like this last class. So when we get 0 for a y-intercept, that's okay. It's not going to happen often, but it's an actual option. So we go to write out our equation. My slope is negative 8/3. You don't have to put plus 0 in the end because anything plus 0 is just itself. So you can leave that part off. And that's our equation there. So that's why there's no y-intercept. Okay. Other questions with that? So just keep in mind, next class we do have a mini quiz over what we're doing today and last class. Okay, so make sure you are able to do those. It's already up there. And also keep in mind, you're going to need your laptop for the mini quiz next class too. So make sure you have your laptop, charge it, and bring it in. You're going to need it for the rest of this unit. Okay. So let's go ahead and do our notes for today. I'm going to try one more time, see if the internet will work with me here. Everything has current grade for second quarter. Yep. Yeah, so you can go on system to your current grade for second quarter.
Oh no.
And it is interim time, so I'll be sending home progress reports to your parents here in the next day or two.
No. Please. My dad's gonna love me.
Thank God it's this. Oh my.
I'm sorry.
So guys, keep in mind, you got back your unit for a test last time. If you plan on retaking that, start working on corrections, come for help, and then you can schedule that with the sub.